Imagine a dilapidated house in the middle of nowhere, a beacon of terror, home to a family of cannibals. This is the setting of the infamous Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a movie that has etched itself into the annals of horror history. Here, in the desolate expanse of Texas, a young woman named Sally and her brother, alongside some friends, fall into a horrifying trap. They encounter Leatherface, a monstrous man wielding a chainsaw with a thirst for blood. One by one, Sally's companions meet their gruesome end, their spines pierced by giant meat hooks, their bodies left as fodder for the cannibalistic family. The horror doesn't stop there. As if the bloodbath isn't enough, the helpless teenagers are forced to consume a vile soup, spiked with human fingers and toes. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a tale of terror that still sends chills down our spines. The chilling truth is, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was not purely a work of fiction. Its gruesome narrative draws inspiration from real-life events that are just as spine-chilling, if not more. The cannibalistic family's dwelling, an ominous house, was not a mere cinematic construct. This house was real, and its walls echoed with tales of terror that fed the creation of the film. This grim reality lent authenticity to the narrative, heightening the fear factor that the movie is so renowned for. The impact of these real-life horrors on the film's creation was profound. It allowed the filmmakers to weave a tale that blurred the lines between reality and fiction, making the terror it instilled in its audience all the more palpable. The real-life horrors that inspired the Texas Chainsaw Massacre serve as a haunting reminder of the depths of human depravity. Reality, it seems, can be more terrifying than fiction. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre didn't just scare audiences, it revolutionized the horror genre. The film, with its raw, visceral terror, set a new benchmark for horror cinema. It was unflinching in its portrayal of violence, eschewing the supernatural elements of its predecessors for a more grounded, disturbingly human antagonist. Leatherface, with his grotesque mask and chainsaw, became the embodiment of unchecked, irrational fear. But it wasn't just the scares that stood out. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre helped usher in the era of the slasher film, laying the groundwork for future classics. It introduced us to the final girl trope, the sole survivor who outlives her friends and confronts the killer in the climactic showdown. It showed us that horror could be found not in far-off haunted castles, but in our own backyards. The influence of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is still felt in horror cinema today. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a true pioneer in the realm of horror. Decades later, the terror of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre still resonates. As a touchstone of the horror genre, its influence can be felt in the DNA of countless contemporary fright flicks. From its unflinching portrayal of visceral terror to the chilling character of Leatherface, the film reshaped the landscape of horror cinema, pushing boundaries and redefining what it meant to scare. Cult status? You bet. Its name alone is enough to send shivers down the spine of any self-respecting horror aficionado. And as for relevance, this film has it in spades. It's more than just a movie. It's a cultural phenomenon that has permeated the collective psyche. It has transcended the confines of the silver screen and become a part of our shared cultural lore, a nightmarish tale whispered in the dark. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a grisly tale that continues to haunt our nightmares to this day.